Welcome, my people. Hope you've had a pleasant and a wonderful day. Thank you for taking your precious time to watch this video. If you haven't subscribed, please kindly subscribe. It'll be very much appreciated. In today's video, I'm going to speak about, why you should venture into farming. Don't get me wrong, farming is not for everyone. Farming is not easy. It's not a walk in the park. It's not something that you start and you're guaranteed to make money. But if you do it right, with a bit of luck, with time, you can be very successful and you can make quite a bit of money if you start. But you need to have a lot of capital to start, depending on what you want to do. Because sometimes you need sort of like a backup plan. But if you've got $10,000 and you put all the $10,000 into it and something happens, you might not have any money to, pay for the vaccinations, pay for the vet, pay for the medication. So you just need to make sure that you got sort of a contingency plan. So you put your money into it and you have backup to, support it in case anything happens or anything goes sideways. Farming is very lucrative. Food is always in demand. Every day people eat around the world. Depending on which part of the world that you're from, in Africa, we are blessed with sun and good fertile land that we need to wake up and take advantage on. We need to take advantage of it because we sit here and some people say they can't get jobs, they can't do this, they can't do that. With a little bit of capital, you can start a small scale farming and just whatever you can afford to start. When you start it off, you can slowly grow and grow and grow. If you've got a fund to start a large scale and that's what you want to do, then that's good on you. But if you haven't, you can start small. You can start with one sheep. You can buy 1 male, 3 females. You can buy some free range chickens, 1 cock, maybe 6, 7 hens. There's a lot of things, some pigs, some fish, catfish. There's a lot of things that you can get into, or you can go into cash crop, which is coconut, mango, maize, apple, strawberries, lettuce. There's a lot of things that you can get into, and so yeah, you should venture into it because it's very lucrative. If you plan it well, you've got the right people around you supporting you, doing what needs to be done. Like I said, with a bit of luck and a bit of hard work, it can take you far and you can be very successful from farming. I got sheep right here at the minute, but originally, if you look at the pen, you can notice that it's not designed for sheep. Because originally we planned to keep poultry. This is a massive pen that we've only done half of it. We plan to keep poultry, and I wasn't here myself. I wasn't in Ghana at that time, and I was looking to find the right person that can manage them while I'm not here. Like a appropriate farm manager. Because as you know, poultry is very a lot of cash goes into it. It's not something that you can start, because we designed this originally to accommodate up to 20,000 chickens, but we only put roof on half of it. The other half is still on the other side that I can show you in my other videos. So I was looking around, done a few interviews, spoke to a lot of people, but I felt like I couldn't find the right person. So instead of the land just sitting there wasting away, I thought, why don't we just start something? Like done a bit of research into sheeps. Didn't do enough. Should have done enough. So we went out and bought them, and that was the first mistake that I made, and it cost us a lot. We still, right now things are getting better, but the long-term plan for this place is poultry. With the sheep, we can also always move them to a different location. I got a few lands around locally. I got 2 acres here. I got another 6 acres about 10 minutes away from here. And lands, in Ghana is available, as long as you got a bit of money and the right people around you again, and the right research, because you don't want to go buy a land that's already been sold to someone, because it happens here a lot. You can't go buy a land that someone has already sold to about 3 people, and then it's going to court back and forth, and then you can't work on it. No, don't do that. Make sure that you know the person you're buying the land from, ask locally the people around that lives around the land, as other people been coming here. Make sure that no one is farming on the land, because if you buy land that someone is farming on the land, you're gonna have to pay that person that's planted those crops for them to leave. You know, that's one thing that you always need to, you know, look into. And I learned this from watching other videos on YouTube, which helped me and prevented me from making a mistake. Make sure that if there's a farm on it, start asking a lot of questions. And if someone has been growing stuff on it, me personally, I'll back off, because that's whole other cost that you probably plan on budgeting. So yeah, planning again plays a key role into it. But like I said, food is always in demand. You know, in Ghana here, in Africa, we're blessed with fertile land, sun and rain. We need to take advantage of it. You know, we need to take advantage of it. Grow a bit of maize. If you grow maize, for instance, currently maize, the demand for maize is crazy. One bag for maize goes for 500 Ghana cedis. You know, and an acre can give you 10 bags of maize. So you do the maths. And maize takes 3 to 4 months to grow. You know, you do the maths, 3 to 4 months, you know, during the rainy seasons, maybe 2 seasons or even 3 if you got irrigation. But you need to give the land time to recover, you know, and gain boost the nutrients back. You know, by the time you take out the cost for your fertilizers and maybe pesticides and things like that, you can still make a lot of profit from just 1 acre. Imagine if you got 2, imagine if you got 10, and people will buy it because people are queuing up to buy the maize. People can't even get hold of it, you know. But we got lands. You know, when I drive around and I see lands just covered in bush, and I'm thinking, what are people doing? You know, if it's your land and you don't want to do something on it, just give it to someone that's willing to do something on it, and let them. You know, it might change your future, and it might even change your future, because you don't know what you're capable of growing on your land till someone shows you. You know, so yeah, take time and doing into that, because farming is very lucrative, with a bit of lack of hard work, with consistency. You know, in the long term, with proper planning, you can be successful. You know, because currently here we've got sheep, we've got some free range chickens, we've got some turkeys, and I'm planning on bringing rabbits at the minute and ducks. And if the rabbits are successful, you know, and it's able to move forward, I might add some grass cutters to it as well, because rabbits and grass cutters is a delicacy in Ghana and the demand is very high. I'm trying to, you know, the rabbits, they produce every 30 days, you know, 30 days gestation period. They can give you averaging 5 to 7, some even more kids in a litter. So I'm trying to have something on the farm that can help look after the farm. For instance, the money that we're making from the rabbits is what I'm planning on using to pay the farm worker, is what I'm planning on using to pay for the vets, to pay for the medication, you know, instead of me taking the money out of my own pocket. You know, so that's some of the things you need to plan to make sure that the farm looks after the farm, you know, because if not, whatever you're doing, sometimes with farming, it can take up to six months to a year, some even longer, before you make a penny back. So just put something in place, you know, because you've got your main focus here, which is the sheep or sheeps, whatever you want to call it. And we still trying to, while we're waiting, it would take about 6 months to a year. It might even take 2 years. You don't know, you know. But while we're waiting, I'm thinking of the livestock, the poultry, you know, the rabbits, the chickens, the turkey, and the ducks. We might be able to make a bit of money from them to sustain the farm in the meantime. So that's what I'm doing here. But yes, don't want to bore you with talking. I'm not really good in front of the camera, but I'm trying to give as much as information as possible. Again, thank you very much for taking your time out to watch this video. It's very much appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't done so, because we've got more videos to follow up. And like I said, we're going to try our best to help, a little bit that we can do to help improve farming in general, you know, livestock in general, in Ghana, in Africa, or whoever it may benefit. You know, if you watch this video and it benefits you, leave a thumbs up, you know, just drop a comment to say it's working, it's helping you. If it's not helping you and there's something that you feel like I need to speak about, drop it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to talk about it. And also, if there's something that I'm missing out, because like I said, I'm learning myself. If there's something I'm missing out and you know it, please drop it in the comment section because you'll be very much appreciated. Thank you again and have a wonderful day.